Hello there, kids. Welcome to Just Ask Jade, the show where you can ask a drag queen anything. Woo! Hey! Hi, everyone. I've got a friend with me. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, kids. I'm Mr. Treats. It's nice to see you.
Yes, Mr. Treats is one of my adorable drag children. I have known them for years. So tell them a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am a drag clown in Harrisburg, PA. I've been doing drag for, I think, almost 6 years this coming summer. So I'm basically dead now. And so I've been doing drag in the area for about 6 years. I'm also a costume designer. I'm a theater instructor. I don't know. I'm a burlesque performer. I'm a drag king. I'm a drag queen. I'm everything in between. I'm really just a big theater nerd.
I love that. And that's why we get along so well, because samesies. The first time I met Mr. Treats, the first time I remember meeting Mr. Treats was we were at a production of Hedwig and the Angry Inch together with my drag kid, Izzy a He. And that was also your first time hanging out with me.
Yes. Well, and I know that you sent me your favorite question to ask people. That was the only briefing I got before this.
Yep.
And you wanted to know what my first opinion was of you. And I was terrified to go to that show because I found out at the last minute that Jade DeVere would be joining us. And I had never seen you out of drag before, so I had no idea what you looked like.
It was shocking.
And I was really intimidated by you because I hadn't really started performing yet, but I really admired you as a performer, and I could tell that you put all the work in, so I was really intimidated, honestly.
That's awesome. I am so not an intimidating person, but I guess it's that professionalism. Like, people are intimidated by you as well because you know what you're doing. You're very smart. You're very outspoken. You know who you are. That's rough for some people. Now, one thing you said that I love that you just said this. I'm a drag king. I'm a drag queen. I'm everything in between. First of all, copyright that right now. And as a non-binary person, how do you feel your life in the drag world has been?
Oh, wow. Well, it's interesting because drag for me, I'm a theater person basically since birth. So performance and performing art was always something that I loved in a professional capacity, and I always knew I wanted to do it. But it wasn't actually until I started doing drag that I really feel like I don't want to say found my calling, because that's really cheesy, and I could be terrible at this for all I know. So I don't want to say it's my calling, but I really found something that clicked with me because drag was the first thing that really helped me start to come out to myself as trans and non-binary. And I think that's why I started as a drag king for so many years, because I wasn't really out to myself, but I had these fantasies about this person I wanted to be. And drag for me was an opportunity to explore that as somebody who has been performing their whole life and really loves that medium. It was just a totally new way of doing it. So I think drag for me is always a mix of professional love for doing things really well, but it's definitely a very political and life-giving thing for me too. It's more about the community and those things that give you a reason to keep going. It's not just about, looking amazing. Although we both do. Let's get real.
So true. I love that. And you definitely, I've gotten to see you since your first performance till now, and I've loved the evolution you've gone on. If you have never seen Mr. Treats perform, definitely look them up. They did used to perform under the name Maxwell Olivia Treats. They have since become Mr. Treats. And do you want to tell everybody your other alter ego?
Yes, and I feel really silly about it, to be honest, because I don't ever want to be like that extra queen, but you know, I'm already a drag queen, so I'm already extra, so I don't know why I care so much. Also, I think when it comes to your identity, you should be able to be called whatever you want, so I'm not going to feel bad about it anymore. I started performing this year under the name Legs Akimbo, and honestly, what I'm wearing now, I would do something as legs in what I'm wearing now, because this is really what my drag is now, because at this point my drag has become something that really is a fantasy and it's more of a character, whereas for the first 4 or 5 years it just felt like it was me, but now I'm the person I want to be, so my drag is a different person. Does that make sense? Am I crazy? A lot of people say I have a psychological condition.
It makes sense. You are crazy, and I'm calling some help now. No, that makes perfect sense. You know, I was going to say this is a very legs look, and I love it because you're showing off the legs.
Always.
I love those tight. What is that?
These are, so one thing I've discovered during isolation is how much vintage lingerie I own. So I've been trying to wear a different nightie every day, and these tights I actually got in the open stage closeout, and I am pretty sure they are from the 1960s. So they are 40 years older than I am.
Just like me.
Tell it like it is, Ma.
It's true. So I got emailed some questions, and I thought it'd be fun for you and I to just bounce back and forth with these. We're going to rapid fire these because these were all in one email.
The people want to know.
The people need to know. You ready? Chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla with sprinkles.
Why? Ooh, with sprinkles.
With rainbow sprinkles, obviously.
With rainbow sprinkles. Soft serve or scoop?
Oh God, you know I like all ice cream, but if I could choose, definitely soft serve.
True. I need soft serve. Like 10 minutes ago.
I would do anything for soft serve ice cream right now. Anything.
True. We went to Dairy Queen the other day just because I needed to have Dairy Queen. All right, next question. Disney or Universal?
It just makes me think about the theme parks, and I love them all, but I have to say Disney because I really love Disney Studios, and I have a lot of nostalgia for that sort of old Hollywood, even though it's a very faux vibe they have going on. I live for it, I love it, and I can't wait to take my partner there again.
But it's such a good faux vibe.
I love it. I live for it. Also, the last time we went to Disney, we got dirty looks from basically every other person in the park because we were the only people there who were clearly gay and clearly childless, and we were having a great time.
When my husband and I went there for our honeymoon, and everyone was super nice, everybody was congratulating us. We had one girl, she was clearly heat stroked. She was just like, "Hi everybody, Mazel Tov. I don't know what's wrong with me." And we were like, "She all right? She okay? She's an employee. She needs help."
Oh Lord, the employees there are the best you probably know people that work at Disney, right?
Oh, a whole bunch. Yep.
Same. Yeah, it's like if you're in theater, it kind of just comes with the territory.
Yep. My dream job is to work for Disney at some point. And my icon, my favorite Disney Hollywood Studios character, there are videos of her on YouTube. Look up Mimi Kaboom. First of all, if that's not a drag name, I don't know what is. And second of all, she's just hilarious. And several different actresses have played her over the years, but she's just so good.
It's gonna be you someday, Ma.
I'm gonna be Mimi Kaboom. That would be a bold choice.
Mimi Kaboom in the business.
All right, we got 3 more questions.
Okay.
Mountains or the beach?
Definitely the beach. The beach is my happy place.
Yep. This is why you're my kid. Every time we chat, we find out we have so much in common. I am such a beach. We should do a photo shoot on the beach.
Yes. Okay. So I don't think we've ever really done like a mother-daughter photo shoot, probably because I just transitioned a couple years ago. But I realized that I also own like 10 vintage bathing suits, and I've never
Ooh,
worn any of them. So
we need to do that. I think the only photo we have together, like a family photo, is you, me, and baby flamingo at that bar.
yes.
This
I
one
know.
made me a grandmother.
Well, and it's just because baby is such a good kid, you know, they come to my gigs and they like, you know, so they're always there reminding you how old you
That's also accurate. What did we do? We did New Year's together, and I was just feeling my age that whole night.
are. Oh, ma.
That night was just weird. There was a weird energy the whole time. There was nowhere to perform.
Oh yeah, well, like losing the stage at the last minute, and I mean that party was hopping. So yeah, I definitely hit some cisheads in the face with my feather fans, and I was like, "Well, your face shouldn't have been there."
Ah!
That's all I have
Wiser
to say
words have
about
never been spoken.
Next
All right.
question.
Milk or dark chocolate?
Dark chocolate.
Ooh. Do you know what kind of percentage you like?
No, but I'm sure you do.
I do, 45. Which is the bare minimum in the United States required to be a dark chocolate. Because I work with chocolate for a living, and I'm a nerd.
True. And true.
Yeah. I miss a good like 48-ish% dark chocolate. But one more question. Cats or dogs?
It's really not fair because I actually really love all animals. My dream is to someday, you know, once the Hollywood studio system comes back after the recent economic collapse,
True.
then someday I will become a wealthy Hollywood starlet and I will have a mansion. And inside that mansion, I'll have an aviary. So I love all animals, but right now I just live in a 2-bedroom house with 2 cats. So I'm going to have to say cats.
See, I'm whatever animal is closest and will let me pet it.
I feel the same. I just watched a vintage movie yesterday, actually, where they went, you know, it was 1970s, obviously, while I was watching it. And they went for like a romantic slow motion horseback ride, which was hilarious, but it reminded me how much I miss riding horses because I was like that girl when I was 10. I was like a horse girl. And
Gotcha.
yeah, I know, hard to believe, but I do miss riding horses. Unfortunately, I'm not independently wealthy.
I can't even remember. I know I went riding once, and it was with the joust company at the PA Ren Fair way back when I used to work there. So
That's awesome. Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Treats, it has been so wonderful having you here today. It's been so good to catch up. Did you have fun?
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's so good to actually be able to see you, and I've loved watching this series this year, and I'm really glad that you're still able to make it happen, answering the burning questions that people have.
All
Not
of
fixing
them.
the burning, but answering the questions at least. So.
Exactly. Well, sometime. You never know. Well, kids, if you have any questions you'd like to ask, you can always send them to my website, which is www.jadedevere.com. Or you could email me directly at ijustaskjade@gmail.com. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Say goodnight, kids.
Night! Hi, Mr. Tweets.
Oh, hi, babies. Oh my gosh, we're also related somehow.
Pandas everywhere.